Dear students, Jai Hind and very good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning program. Today, as you all know, we are discussing one of the important chapter of statistics, that is data handling. Now, dear student, what is my target in today's lecture is, again and again I told you one thing, that in last two lectures, in lecture number I think 4, 5 and 6, we have been discussing one of the very important topic, which is actually, as in your textbook, called a repeated event. But ultimately, it is a chapter of probability that you all know. That particular topic, where it has been entitled repeated event, actually that topic is ultimately conveys the meaning probability only. Understand? Just to mention, dear student, 4 words before we start today's lecture. Chapter number 11, the name of the chapter you all know very well, data handling. Understand? And in this particular chapter, you are attending today lecture number 7. Okay? Before we start today's lecture, some of the points which I want to highlight today, some of the very important point. If you can remember from the start of the topic, this particular topic, I am utilizing one word again and again, that is probability. And I just also draw your attention that this particular topic of, though it has been titled in your textbook as repeated event, but ultimately it is probability. If you just compare the 4 words, suppose the title is repeated event. If, dear student, you write repeated event, or you write relative frequency, all conveys the same meaning, dear student. Relative frequency. Or you target the word, somewhere in your textbook they utilize this word also, chance of occurrence, if you know. And one another word which I want to write now, probability. Now, dear student, all these words which I have written here. Either speak repeated event or you speak relative frequency or you speak chance of occurrence or you speak probability, all conveys the same meaning. All are representing the same meaning, understand? And now onwards, no doubt, one example we still want to solve today, like we have solved in our previous lecture. One example still I want, understand, to solve for you, so that you remain quite doubtless when you are given the homework. We have solved the example of coins. Understand now, dear student, what is our target today is that let us solve one particular example, two example I want to solve for you regarding dais. Understand? Dais, whatever word you use. We want to solve one very important example regarding die first. Okay. So, as usual, dear student, I will write that example here. You will please note down that these are the words I just wrote to make your concept clear only. Because now onwards we are going to utilize, after solving one example, we may later on utilize the word probability. I will confine myself after solving this particular example just now. I will utilize only two words throughout the lectures. That is, either I may utilize the word outcome or I may utilize the word probability. I will utilize only two words and I will mean to target only two words. Which are those words? Probability and outcome. You should mind both the words because I am going to, after this sum, will utilize this word only. Either I may utilize the word outcomes, understand, means possible outcomes, or I may utilize the word probability. So you should mind this, that after this sum I am not to utilize the word relative frequency, etc. Chance of occurrence, no word I will apply after this sum. So let us first write this particular sum. Understand? It is regarding dice only. I am writing the example for you. A die is thrown. Just understand this. A die is thrown 20 times. A die is thrown 20 times and following a die is thrown 20 times and following outcomes following outcomes are, okay, a die is, write with me, a dice is thrown 20 times and following outcomes are recorded, okay. Following outcomes are recorded. You all know, dear student, one thing very well, that on dais, on each face there are dots, and impregnated dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you throw dice, either you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, as you play in game of Ludo also, there also die is utilized. Understand? So here some of the recorded observation, when a dice is tossed 20 times, I am just listing out them. 2, okay, please note down with me. 5, 6, 3. These are the number on the faces you are getting. 1, 2, 6, 2, 5, 6, 3, 1, 2, 6, 2, 3, 5, 4, okay, 2, 3, 5, 4, again 4, then 1, okay, 3, 2, 1, 4, again 6, 6 and 2. Just first, before we start solving this example, just note down the observations. What we have to do, the question you all know, like we have done previous lecture, we have to prepare frequency distribution, then you will have to find frequency means frequency distribution table, then relative frequency and percentage of chance of occurrence. As you know, dear student, the similar example remains as we have solved. So I am not writing again what you are looking for, because you know you have to prepare frequency distribution table, okay, that you have to prepare. So dear student, why I have taken this particular example, you will immediately understand, okay, because there may some doubt arise in the mind of students that first column is of outcome, so what to show in the outcome? That's why we have taken this particular example, okay. So first, dear student, let us write outcomes, okay. So your first column will be of outcome. let me write here outcomes. Outcome you observe, dear student, what you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it will be telemarks as you all know. Okay, telemarks. After outcome, telemarks, you remember the next, dear student? Frequency, okay? Do you remember next column? Yesterday we solved one such example. If you can remember the column, next column will be of relative frequency, you know. And again I told you relative frequency means nothing but ultimately probability, as I told you. Understood? Okay, outcome, telemark, frequency, then relative frequency, and as you know, dear student, percentage of chance of occurrence. You know that percentage of chance of occurrence. These are the columns, and that you all know very well. These are the columns. Understand? Outcomes, telemark, frequency, relative frequency, percentage of chance of occurrence. Dear student, what you will write in outcome? Either 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 and 6. There are possible 6 outcome only that you all know. Understand? Now, dear student, telemark. Telemark you can move this way also. First 2. So place one telemark here. 5. Place one telemark. 6. One telemark. 3. One telemark. Okay. 1. One telemark. Then 2. So one more telemark. 6. One more telemark. 2. One more telemark. 3. One more telemark. 5. One more telemark. Then 4. One telemark against 4. 4 repeat, dear student. One more telemark. 1. One more telemark. Okay. Now 3. So one more telemark against 3. Then 2. One more telemark against 2. Now 1. So one extra telemark against 1. Then 4. One extra telemark. Then 6. One extra telemark. Then again 6. One extra telemark. Then 2. One more to make a group. Okay. Just check. First, dear student, when I was putting the telemark, you might not have following me. Please note down and check your telemarks with the sum I have solved here. Please verify. Your telemark has to tally with me. Understand? That's why you just need to have a look at this. These are the tally marks. Okay. After the tally marks, have you verified your tally marks with the example we have solved on the board? Okay. Let us count the frequency 3. Here 5. Against this 3. Here 3. Here 2. And here 4. Just totally 3 plus 5, 8 plus 6, 14 plus 6, 20. Dear student, make one thing very clear. What I want to tell you is that if you just want to tally, if there is any mistake in putting tally mark, so remember one thing, when you count the total of the frequency here 20, it has to match with this. If there is, suppose you got 19 here, and it has been said that a dice is thrown 20 times, so there may be some mistake in your tally mark. Means the total of the frequency has to tally with the given data, that you should understand. And this 20, dear student, can also be called, either you speak the word total of the frequency, or I may utilize one word. Can you note down with me? Sample space. Okay. Now, as you all know, we are going to find a relative frequency, and dear student, you know, a relative frequency means ultimately probability. Do you remember how to find specific frequency upon total of frequency? Here also specific frequency means specific outcome upon total outcome. Here also, dear student, specific outcome upon total outcome. Here also specific outcome upon total outcome. Here also specific outcome upon total outcome. Here also specific outcome upon total outcome. Actually, when we will discuss some more example regarding probability, you will find the probability in the same manner. Specific outcome upon total outcome. You will find the relative frequency in the same manner. Understand? Now, dear student, percentage of chance of occurrence, let us find for all 3 upon 20 into 100. You can also, dear student, write with me. And one more thing, total is always 1, that we also discussed yesterday. Total of the frequency always, total of the relative frequency, that means total of all probabilities is always 1, that you should mind. Yesterday we make a note of this. that the sum of all probabilities is always one that you have also marked as a special note. Okay? First, let us write all. When you want to find chance of occurrence, you will multiply the probability or relative frequency with 100 that you all know. Here in every case, I haven't made any cancellation because I know that we got in denominator 20, so 100 can be easily be cancelled out. That's our purpose. That's why nowhere here I have mentioned this. Okay, let us cancel it out. 25 ja, 3 5 ja, 15%. 25 ja, 5 5 ja, 25%. 25 ja, 5 3 ja, 15%. 25 ja, 5 3 ja, 15%. 25 ja, 5 2 ja, 10%. 25 ja, 5 4 ja, 20%. Understand? Now if you just make a total of this, 15 plus 15 30 plus 15 45, 45 plus 25 70 and 30, you already got the total of chance of occurrence is always 100%. That is confirmed. You verify this some, dear student. Understand? Because I want to give you one example just now after this as a self learning practice just now. Understood? That's why I am asking you to verify this properly, because I want to give you one such example, not like this, little with different data for self study just now, SLP. Just you first verify this, okay? Then I will give you one more example, understood, as a self study. Okay, is it clear, my dear student? So one example, self learning instantaneous practice for you. Let me write the sum here. I will just write the sum, and we will, no doubt these are some tabular examples. So definitely we have to give you at least 4 to 5 minutes to solve this example by yourself. Okay? We have to deliver you some more time so that you are able to solve the sum compatibly. Understand? So dear student, first I will write the example here. Please note down the example. Okay. See, I am writing here. Okay. A coin is tossed. We have solved one such example So I think you can do it. Understand? A coin is tossed 10 times and a coin is tossed 10 times and following. This is the sum you will solve it by yourself, dear student, in time of 5 minutes. A coin is tossed 10 times and following outcomes are recorded. Okay, first you please note down the sum with me. A coin is tossed 10 times and following outcomes are recorded. Let me write all outcomes for you. First outcome, here dear student, please write this way. Okay, please make a change. A pair of coins, sorry for this, a pair of coins, okay, is tossed 10 times and following outcomes are recorded. Okay, it is not a single coin. That such type of example we have done. It's a pair of coins. Let me write all outcome here for you. Please note down H H. This is the first outcome you got. TH, okay. Then HT, okay. Again TH. Then HT, okay. Then see HH, TH, HT, TH, HT, now TT, HT, TH, HT and HH. Let me verify 10 observations has been listed out 2, 3, 4. Okay, now dear student, question, as you know, you have to prepare frequency distribution based on number of heads. What I am speaking, you will prepare frequency distribution based on number of heads, and then you will do the whole table, that you know. Okay, these are a pair of coins tossed 10 times. 10 observation which were recorded has been listed out. You have to prepare frequency distribution based on number of heads. Okay, so dear student, your time starts now. In interval of 5 minutes from now, you have to solve the complete example. Okay, please start. you have to prepare frequency distribution based on number of heads, and I think many students might have started the process also. Understood? Example is not so difficult as you know. Understand? If you just understand all the outcomes which has been listed here, just you verify all the outcomes. It is SLP, self-learning practice, understand, for you students, so that you can, like in live classroom, when I give any such example to you to solve, this is like that feeling only, that you are in front of me and I have given you some particular time to solve this example by yourself. This is like that live class process only. Understood? You have only 3 minutes left, dear student. Okay? So make a little speedier so that you are able to solve the sum. Understood? Just try this out. Because you need at least some practice in solving such type of example that you require. Understood? Some sort of practice of such type of example is required. Understood? Just have a look at the sum. You have to prepare frequency distribution based on number of heads. Okay, just 2 minutes time is left, dear student, to solve this particular example. Here you have to do everything: finding telemarks, frequency, relative frequency, percentage of chance of occurrence, then also most probable outcome and least probable outcome, that though you can immediately get from percentage itself. Understand? But first you have a look at the sum. First you need to look at the sum only. Just 1 minute time is left to solve this particular example, and then we will definitely solve the same example here on the board for you, so that you can verify the with the example which you have already solved. What you have to do is just simply to verify, understand, with the examples which is done by you in your book. You just have to verify only. We have to give at least 5 minutes time for so that every student can try the sum out. Understand? That's why. That's why we are giving, because it involves tabular formation. That's why we have to give time to each and every student. Okay. I think sufficient time has been given to you. Let us solve the example. Okay. First column, dear student, will be of outcomes, as you know. Outcomes. Then next will be, dear student, number of heads. Then next will be, you must have done this. You please verify tally marks. Then you must have placed the column of frequency. Okay. Then you must have put relative frequency, and then, dear student, the last column, percentage of chance of occurrence. This must have been the column title utilized by you. Now, dear student, as far as outcome are concerned, you must have noted down first outcome HH. Which outcome are appearing here? HH. And now HT or TH, which is repeating. Understand, dear student? So have you written this way? HT or TH? You see? TH, HT, TH, HT, HT, TH, HT. And then the last observation outcome is of type TT. Here number of heads appearing 2. Here number of heads appearing 1, and here number of heads appearing 0. Some student might have written reverse, first TT, then this, and then also. Okay. It doesn't matter that your sequence may be 0, 1, 2 or maybe 1, 2, 0. That does not matter. What matter is HH means 2 heads. HT or TH means 1 head. TT means 0 head. What I want is that here may you have first written this, then this, then this, and this may be 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, doesn't matter. Understood? Tally marks for HH. How many tally marks are observable? 2. So let us put 2 tally mark HTTH, dear student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So how will you show 7 tally mark? A group of 5 and 2 extra. And for TT, understand these are TT only 1 tally marks. Just verify, dear student, with the example which you have solved in your notebook. Please verify. Frequency, it is 2. This is 7 and this is 1. The total of the frequency, obviously, dear student, 10, which is your sample space already. So you got your sample space. Just go on. Verification with the example which you have solved. Please tally with me. Relative frequency, dear student, 2 upon 10, 7 upon 10, 1 upon 10. Total is 1, that you all know very well, and that always confirms the fact that the sum of all probabilities is always 1. That fact always get confirmed whenever you solve any example. That fact is confirmed. And again I am speaking this statement that the sum of all probabilities is always 1. To implant in your mind one very important MCQ which you will understand and learn in 9-10, that the sum of all probabilities is always 1, that you need to implant in your mind. Okay, let us find chance of occurrence 2 upon 10. You must have done it before me. 7 upon 10 into 100. Understood? Then, dear student, 1 upon 10 into 100, you must have done this. 10 ja, answer is 20%. 10 ja, answer is 70%. 10 ja, answer is 10%. Total to dear student, you know, 100%. And now if anybody asks you a very simple question, which is the most probable outcome, to dear students, so easy to answer. 70% is the most probable outcome. So if I ask in exam, which is the most probable outcome, what you will write, dear student, in answer? The most probable outcome is getting 1 head. You should understand how to answer such important question. You can write that 70% is the most probable outcome. No. 70% is the percentage of chance of occurrence maximum for this particular outcome, HT or TH, which represent getting only 1 head. That's why your answer will be, which is the most probable outcome, you will write the most probable outcome will be of getting 1 head which is the least probable outcome, dear student. This is the least probable outcome where you got the percentage of chance of occurrence only 10%. That means, dear student, what you will write? The least probable outcome will be TT, that means getting 0 head. Understand, such question I have also last year seen, that students are no doubt able to understand the thing, able to understand the example, but they are not capable to answer such queries in proper manner. That's why I am applying the same concept again and again and speaking the same topic, same concept again and again. My target is that everything has to be very clear, implanted in your mind. That's why I utilize the word. The if I ask which is the least probable outcome, what you will write? The least probable outcome is TT, or getting 0 head. Understood? This is the way you can answer. Understood? Okay? So you got least probable outcome and most probable outcome. Okay? Now, dear student, concentrate. Whenever you are asked such questions, you should be able to answer them. Understood? Okay? So, one example you have done in SLP. Now, you must have done it in book also, verified. Okay? Thank you very much from Bharat sir.